friends, it's Kristine Vicente with Queen City Stamp Art. And for those of you who don't know me, I am an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up. I've been a demonstrator for about 5 years. I live 40 miles north of Charlotte, North Carolina, and my business I refer to as Queen City Stamp Art. Today I have a special video for you. I normally only share creative videos on this channel, or maybe sometimes an organizational video here and there, because who doesn't love tips on organizing stamping supplies? But today I really wanted to share a walkthrough of our brand new annual catalog. So Stampin' Up just launched the catalog today, May 1st, 2024. This catalog runs a full year, so it will wrap up on April 30th, 2025. That means you have a whole year of enjoyment of this catalog. And I wanted to take some time to point out a few special details in this catalog that will help you to maximize the use of it and your enjoyment of it. So why don't we turn the camera down and I'll take you on a little tour. Okay, so this is the front cover of the brand new annual Stampin' Up! Catalog for 2024-2025. And you may have noticed the catalog. If you have a copy of this or have seen a copy, you may have looked at the front cover and thought, how odd that they have a gathering of people on the front of the cover. Usually they have card photos or some sort of graphic art on the front. But this year, they really want to try to express their statement of the heart in their business, and they're carrying that through even to the catalog. So the Stampin' Up! Statement of the heart is to love what we do, to share what we love, as we help others enjoy creativity and worthwhile accomplishments. In this, we make a difference. And it's so true. This statement of the heart is brought up at every convention, every corporate event, really. And Stampin' Up! Is really trying to convey that through the catalog as well. And as a demonstrator, I wholeheartedly embrace this statement of the heart and try to live up to that by bringing people together with stamping and helping to share creativity. So that's why the cover conveys a gathering of people getting together and making handmade cards and having a few snacks and really just enjoying the process. In my personal opinion, there is nothing better than stamping except stamping with friends and family. So that's what they're trying to convey by this cover. So let's go ahead and have a look. So you're going to notice the table of contents really early on. It's on page 2 and 3. The table of contents is really your friend because it kind of breaks up the catalog in 3 sections. We've got the step-by-step crafting with your kits and paper pumpkins, the quick and easy options for people who are out there like you who might enjoy making some decisions about their crafting, but they don't have room for a lot of supplies. This gives you options in your crafting without needing a ton of stuff. And then Creativity Your Way is our traditional catalog where all the things are shown. Everything that you could possibly want to craft is listed under here. So we're going to move through each of those sections, and I'm going to talk just briefly on each one just to kind of explain a few things in each section. So the step-by-step crafting is first. This is for people who are kind of beginner crafters or people who really prefer a more choreographed experience. So what I mean by that is the experience is something that is spelled out for you. There's step-by-step instructions. There's not a ton of supplies. Everything fits in a little box. And you can go through the experience in about 1.5 hours to 2 hours, complete all the projects in the box, and have a little set of beautiful handmade cards. Our kit collection is perfect for that experience. And so here, they're kind of expressing that we have a variety of different kits available, and they give you a QR code up here at the top. Now, if you've never used a QR code, all you have to do is take your phone out and hit the camera button, open up your camera. Now, I have an iPhone, but an Android would be similar. You just take your camera and get your camera out, and you're going to hover your camera. I'm sorry about the glare. You're going to hover your camera over that QR code. And what happens is it kind of lights up. It connects to the QR code, the camera does, and it lights up and leaves a little yellow bar with an email or a web address. And when you tap on that, it will bring you literally to the Stampin' Up! Website, the kit collection of the Stampin' Up! Website, so that you can see all the kits that are currently available. Now, the reason they do this is because our kit collection is very fluid. We add 2 new kits a month, and some of the kits go away after a period of time. So if you see kits that you love, you should really get them while they're hot This will give you a whole rundown on each of the kits. You can tap on the picture to see a little bit more about a kit. So if there's one that you wanted to look at a little bit more closely, this is one of our brand new kits. It's called By Your Side, and it has kind of a pet theme, but it's really, really cute. It'll give you a few different pictures. So you'll get a picture of what the cards look like completed. Then when you swipe, you get all the supplies that are included. And then finally, you get a close-up of the stamp set if there's a stamp set included in the kit. So each of the kits is listed here in that way, and you have a variety. You can look at them here and add them right to your cart for a really clean, smooth shopping experience. So you're going to notice QR codes throughout the catalog, and that's how you use them. You just hover your camera over that, tap the link, and it'll take you right to that spot on the Stampin' Up website. So we have a variety of kits, and that brings us to the next page, which is Paper Pumpkin. Paper Pumpkin kits are fantastic. They are so fun, and in my opinion, such a great value. I look forward to my Paper Pumpkin kit every month. I love to pull it out during the week that it arrives. I always get it, and then I kind of set and decide which night I'm going to open it up and play with it. And it usually takes me about an hour and a half to complete a kit. If you're a beginner, it may take you a little bit longer, or maybe 2 sittings to complete all of the projects in the kit. But I think these kits are a fantastic value. They get dropped right on your doorstep once a month. You can stop them or pause them anytime. If you go into your My Paper Pumpkin account, it makes it super easy to turn that one kit to 0 for a month or 2, just to skip them if you've had too many and they're piling up. But really, when they arrive on your doorstep, if you're a subscriber, I encourage you to set a night that you're going to work on it and to make those cards, because it's really, really fun. Once you finally crack it open, it's very easy to finish the kit and have a new set of cards for your stash. So Paper Pumpkin is in here as another kind of beginner level or choreographed experience, but there's a little QR code to sign up for Paper Pumpkin if you want to. And you can specify which demonstrator you sign up under, which is fantastic. So anyway, let's keep going. So the next section is quick and easy options. These options in the following pages are for people who like to have more choice and more creative license. They've really developed this product line over the last year, and I'm super excited to be able to show you what they've come up with. So they have come up with this mix and match product line where they offer you 2 different sets of pre-printed cards and envelopes. So the cards and the envelopes coordinate. There's like a lined envelope that will match your card base. And then they've come up with these ephemera packs that have all different pieces of ephemera in them. And I actually could show you one because I have them here. So they come like this. And let's open it up because I haven't even actually opened it yet to look at it. So they have a little bit of plastic over them. And they just open like this. And they are sheets of little pre-printed like die cuts that you can pop out of the paper. And they're all sized perfectly for cards, and you can kind of mix and match them. So there's a couple of fish here that you could put together on a card for like a Father's Day card, or a happy birthday to your dad if he likes to fish or something. So there's all these little pieces in here, and it looks like you get 2 sheets of each of the different patterns. That's a really cute one with the rainbow and the balloons. And they're for all different types of occasions. You can make whatever types of cards you want. And then they also have, in addition to the ephemera packs, they have stamp sets that are really geared toward simple card making. So a variety of very useful sentiments in the stamp sets. There's actually a couple of these, but this one is showing right here. And it actually is a really nice stamp set. It's got some different size lettering and different fonts. And these 3 products work beautifully together. You just need like a black ink pad, and you can make some beautiful handmade cards and actually have choices. You can choose which base card to put with your little die cut shapes, and then pick a sentiment, and you've got some different mix and matchy type of cards. Now, one of the things I love about the catalog is that it offers you tons of samples of how these products have been used. So on this page, and then on the following pages, there's a whole gallery of ideas for using these products together, just to help kind of fuel your own personal creativity. But feel free to copy them exactly as they are, because that's also a great, great option. Next, we're getting into, or actually we should go back just one page, because I wanted to mention that in this catalog, they're listing you 10 the top 10 crafting essentials you need at this level of crafting. So if you want to have some extra choices, then they're offering you some products that will help make that experience all the more fun and simple, because everyone knows that when you're doing any kind of job or any kind of activity, having the right tools really helps. So moving on to page 22, this is probably my favorite page in the catalog because I absolutely love card sketches. I feel like when I'm having a creative block, one of the things I go to is Pinterest to find card sketches because that can really help to jog my thoughts and my creativity and get it rolling. So on this page, Stampin' Up! Is describing basic card design. So what you're going to find, one of the things you're going to find about this catalog is there are tons of opportunities to learn in here and lots of educational resources. So one of the first that you'll come across in the new catalog is this basic card design page. And it literally shows you to make a card, you need a base card, you need pattern paper, you need a sentiment panel and a sentiment, and then some embellishments. And you can make some beautiful, simple cards. And then it offers you about 20 different ideas at least 20 different ideas for creating these simple cards, and provides you with samples too throughout the catalog, including this little page where they're talking about color families. So one of the things that I get asked a lot as a demonstrator is, how do you pick color? Like when someone's starting out, a brand new customer, and they want to start collecting supplies, I always tell them to choose their favorite color family that we have, because each of these color families, well, except for the neutrals, each of them has a rainbow. And so you just have to kind of look for the rainbow and decide which rainbow appeals to you the most, which one you think you'd use the most. And usually they'll pick a favorite out of the three, and that's where we start. And that's what I always recommend to people. When you're branching into this type of crafting where you're going to be making some decisions for yourself, it's helpful to be able to have an assortment of supplies that coordinate beautifully. And our cardstocks and designer series papers and ink colors all match perfectly. So it makes the experience very, very easy and positive. So anyway, that's kind of how they describe the color, the color families are shown here. And then there are also card ideas. So use these as card ideas for your projects. Okay, and then there's even more here, additional stamp sets that are super useful for this type of crafting. Tons of ideas. And one of the things I wanted to point out is here on the bottom of the page, you can see the sketches. And as you look through the catalog, they'll put a sketch in the catalog pages as you're looking through, and you'll be able to see a sample of that sketch in an actual card design. So look for those for sure as you're browsing. The next section of the catalog talks about Memories Plus. Now, for years, we've sold Memories and More cards, and they really are beautiful, and they're fun to use. I am a pocket scrapbooker. I love to put pictures in little pockets and slide in a couple of little pattern papers and write some journaling and be done. I do tend to beef it up a little bit with some embellishments, but that is my favorite type of scrapbooking. And so this line really appeals to me because I love these cards. I think they're gorgeous. But beyond scrapbooking, if you're not a scrapbooker, they also make amazing cards. And they have a special assortment of white envelopes and card bases that fit these cards perfectly. So if you buy a pack of the cards and a package of the envelopes and a card and envelope set, you can pair these together to make beautiful handmade cards very simply. The cards work, they're double-sided, and they work for both scrapbooks on one side and card making on the other. So all you have to do is write a little note inside, and it's some quick and easy card making. I find these are especially useful if I've forgotten a birthday or a birthday snuck up on me. Like I remember it's their birthday, but I forgot to get a card in the mail earlier in the week. I can just put one of these little cards together and write my own personal note and put it in the mailbox the same day. There's no waiting. I don't have to run out to the store. It just makes it super convenient. So this product line is beautiful. But now with the invitation for close to my heart makers to join Stampin' Up, I know that the scrapbooking line in Stampin' Up's catalog is going to expand in the future. You'll probably notice them rolling out more and more scrapbooking supplies through our online exclusives, I would imagine, over the course of the next year. So if you're a scrapbooker, hang on, because I think you're going to be very happy when you see some of the new scrapbooking supplies that are coming. But in the meantime, this is a great way to enjoy that with Stampin' Up. This section on page 28 and 29 is fantastic. It's actually a new section. This Frames and Flowers little bundle of product includes 3 double-sided sheets of designer series paper and another sheet with just panels that you can cut out, and then 2 sheets of these cute little die cuts that you can use to decorate packaging. And then this stamp set they've paired with it to kind of show you different ways you can use stamp sets to embellish your packaging too. And I just thought that was such a clever thing to add into the collection, because I know I personally love to do handmade gifts, and when I give people gift cards, I love to decorate those scallop boxes and put them in there. So I just think this is a fun way to really dress up some gift boxes or gift bags if you like to do that too. Okay, the third section on page 30, starting on page 31, is Creativity Your Way. This is for the avid crafter, the person who has everything, the person who loves to die cut and use all kinds of techniques and everything. This section is really amazing this year in the catalog. And I'm going to go through a couple of things just to point out what I mean by that. First of all, you'll notice as you go through the catalog that the collections are all in the same section. So as we move through these pages, you're going to see all the different collections are back to back. There's really no other product in between, which is really kind of fun that they put them all together. So when you're looking for them, you'll be able to find them in this section. And there are some beautiful collections to pick from. Now, when you're shopping collections, I just want to point out, most of you probably know this, but if you're new to Stampin' Up, there is a sweet collection number, item number, and price, which is a 10% discount from purchasing each of these items a la carte. So if you were to purchase each thing individually, you're paying 10% more than if you bought the entire collection with the easy button, and I mean the code for the whole collection. So I just wanted to point that out. There's also a 10% discount when you purchase a bundle. So when you buy the stamp set and coordinating dies together as a bundle, there's a bundled item number and a bundled price. You're also saving 10%, okay? And that's true throughout the catalog. You are free to purchase whatever you want, though, a la carte. So if you're not really into airplanes, but you really like this paper because of the clouds and the different neutral patterns, then you can buy just the paper and or just the embellishments or whatever it is that you want. Or if you don't have a die cutting machine and you're not really into die cutting, you can just buy the stamp set by itself if you want to. So it's nice that they give you a lot of options. And that hasn't changed. So I'm just going to kind of move through this quickly. There's some beautiful themes in here. I think you're really going to enjoy these products a lot. Okay, and that brings me to my next tab, which is the bundles. So this section is where the bundles start. So after the collections end, the new product bundles start. And what I mean by that, Stampin' Up! Will bundle their dies and stamp sets. They will also occasionally bundle some other products. So in this case, the Layers of Beauty bundle includes the stamp set, the dies, and these beautiful ink blending masks. They're decorative masks that you layer together and brush ink on. They're amazing. They're so pretty, and they make such beautiful cards, and there's some gorgeous sample artwork that you can see. On all of these pages where they're showing you bundles, the bundle is named at the top, the very top of the page. There's an item number for the bundle and the pricing for the individual bundle, and then each of the individual products also has an item number and price if you prefer to buy them individually. If you want all of it, then use the bundle number and you'll get one of each thing on the page. And that's true of everything. So in this case, the bundle here, this year they're offering 2 stamp sets that have coordinating punches or coordinating die. You can pick the bundle, which is fantastic. So if you've been looking for a tab punch for years and have not been able to find one, you can get the Keeping Tabs bundle in either the stamp set and punch or stamp set and dies. Or you can bundle 2 of them and buy the dies separately, which is fantastic too. So that's true for both of these. So that's something to kind of be mindful of when you're ordering. So we're just going to keep moving through. And here again is another little card sketch. Very, very small up here and faint in the top corner. Hopefully you can see it right here. And it basically is pointing out this little card So when you look at the sketch, you can see the different circles on it, and you can tell that it's this card that's being represented by the sketch. So really fun. I love looking for those in here. I'm just going to keep moving. Okay. So this section of the catalog, starting on page 74, is the Encore section. And that just means that the products shown here were bundled in a previous catalog. They've carried through to this catalog, but they are no longer a bundle. So they would have to be purchased separately, stamp set and dies, coordinating dies. But I love how it's laid out because I feel like they give you a very nice size photo of what the dies look like in correlation to the stamp set. So you can see how many of the dies cut out the images in the stamp set, and then how many extra detail dies you get, which with Stampin' Up! Is usually quite a few. So that's always really fun. So this is the Encore section, and we did have quite a bit carry over despite the crazy number of retiring items. I do want to point out page 82 and 83. This section is a section of the catalog that's talking to you about you're going to find in the catalog that there are other products besides stamp sets for sale. So you may notice that the Stampin' Mist, for example, and the blocks and different tools are sprinkled throughout the catalog in different spots. And I'm going to show you a way to find them if you're looking for them, something specific in the catalog, not just browsing. You're actually looking for where's the Stampin' Mist. I'm going to show you how you can find it very easily. But in the meantime, I wanted to point out that these two stamp sets shown here, the Sea Turtle stamp set and the Planted Paradise stamp set, are our double play stamp sets. Both of these stamp sets have a set of images that are completely reversible. So when you stamp the image with the right side up, you'll get the outline of the image or the detail of the image. But if you clean off your stamp and literally peel it off the block and flip it and use the solid part, if you ink that up, stamp it on scrap paper once, and then stamp it on your project, you're going to get the fill-in for that image. So it's a really cool concept, and it works really well with both of these two stamp sets. I'll probably demonstrate this at some point in the coming year. It's just a fun way to use the products. So I thought I would point that out. Okay. This page 94 and 95, really plays to my heart because I love to organize my supplies, and I just love how that looks. I love the baskets. I love the pegboard. I just think it's beautiful. I don't have this particular thing in my studio. I do, however, have the Stampin' Up! Storage, and that's really what this page is about. It's showing you how you can use the different storage components to stack and organize your supplies. So I highly recommend, if you have the blends markers, to get the blend storage because the blends markers fit perfectly in there, and it's a nice way to display them. If you collect the Stampin' Write markers, you can add those to your collection too. There's a special little spot next to the ink pad holder for all of the markers. And then you can add little trays to the top of your sections to hold your re-inkers or spools of ribbon or different punches or other little like cleaning tools and stuff, which is really fun. I do find that the open boxes are great for ribbon and also great for punches. I have a punch holder, but I use this for my ribbon, and I do think it works beautifully. So I wanted to point this out because we do have some wonderful storage items that are fairly reasonably priced. You can add them a little at a time, which I love. You don't have to spend, $85 to hold all your punches. You can buy a few containers each time, you shop, and build your collection of those slowly to organize your space. So I just wanted to point that out to you. And moving along here, on page 106 and 107, there's a beautiful new set of invitation stamps that can really help you to set the tone for your next fun event. So if you're throwing a baby shower or a bridal shower, or if you have a wedding in your future, I can't even begin to tell you how many people I've met that have told me they started stamping when they were getting married and wanted to make their own wedding invitations. And it's such a fun thing to do. It's so personal and specialized. You can really customize them in so many ways that are personal. And Stampin' Up! Provides some beautiful example artwork on how to do this. But I really do love the stamp set for this. I think it's gorgeous for bridal, baby, and wedding. They also have some focus, a little bit of focus on home decor, which is kind of fun on page 108. And this would make a lovely little housewarming gift. And They are bringing a couple of the papers from the last mini catalog are carrying, and the annual catalog are carrying over. So this Countryside Inn paper from the annual catalog last year is carrying over into this one. And the lavender paper set, perennial lavender papers from the mini catalog in the spring has carried over as well. So you'll see those two sprinkled throughout. So once we get through all these sections, it moves more into specific products that you would use, like the metallics. So they're sharing here all the metallic type products that you can use, from the little enamel effects to metallic cards and envelope sets, some of the different papers that are gilded, and then the actual cardstock, the metallic cardstocks themselves. Then you get into some of the supplies, which are fun, like the ribbons, the different ribbons that they offer, and some of the gems. So they're all kept together, and they'd be easy enough to tab. So I have a little tab here at the top, so you can tab them out. Some of the adhesives. I'm always flipping to the adhesives page to order more, so I have a tab there. You can really make this your own. Then, starting on page 118, this catalog gets really interesting. This is where it goes from being just a regular shopping catalog to a real resource for stampers. And the reason for that is they really start to educate you now in this catalog. This becomes the educational component of the catalog that you can refer to again and again when you have stamper's block, if you're looking for ideas, or you want to revisit a technique. So the first thing they're sharing here is our watercolor techniques. And they're offering you a stamp set that would be great for watercoloring. They're offering you a list of items that are helpful to have if you want to practice watercoloring. And then they give you some examples of using some of the tools and products that we sell to do actual watercoloring projects with visual samples of that. So this is the first technique they share, and it's watercolor. Then they move on to fun folds. They describe tools that you need to make fun folds, like a trimmer, cutting blades, a bone folder to help get a nice crisp fold, and then some of the one of the punches that we offer that helps make interactive cards. They also suggest a stamp set that works great for fun fold cards in a variety of different folds. And I just love that they're bringing that into the mix. They move on to shaker cards. So here they're showing you some of the different supplies you need to make shaker cards and how you can use your dies, the little small dies in your die sets, to cut bits for your shakers, or a favorite punch. This beautiful punch carried over. I love this one. And it's perfect. The little flowers are perfect for adding into a shaker card. And then they, of course, have a variety of different gems you can purchase that are loose that you can add to your shaker windows. They move on to masking, and I love masking. I think it's such a fun technique. They teach you about using a brayer to mask, to rub ink onto your cardstock, and then they show you a completed project using that technique. They also show you some of the products you need to do some of the layering masks, like from that stamp set that I mentioned in that first bundle. They talk about making scenes and showing you how you fussy cut, and how they describe what to do to make a scene like this in the actual catalog, so you can try it. And then they show you some examples. So it's really, really fun. The next section is texture. So they go through all the ways that you can add texture to your card bases. They start with heat embossing on this page and show you some of the tools you need for heat embossing, and then some finalized examples. They move on to paste, embossing paste, and how you can use that in your stamps, in your projects too. Not with your stamps, but with your different die cut shapes, where you, like in this example, they actually die cut some shapes out of a piece of cardstock and used it as a stencil to rub the paste over the top. Then they pulled that stencil off, and you're left with these white sprigs, which is amazing. I can't wait to try that technique. I just think that's super fun. And they even say it, turn your favorite die cut into a stencil. So there's little notes in here, all kinds of creative ideas. And then they further move on with texture to talk about embossing, dry embossing, using embossing folders and our stamp cut and emboss machine to create some really fun textures for your card fronts. They get into coloring and blending by sharing our blends markers and give you some little tips for using what supplies to use when you're using blends markers. And then they also have here listed the natural tone Stampin' Blends. So they came out a few years ago. I think it was during COVID. It was 2020 when they came out with a set of blends markers for all these different skin tones. And I love that. And they have them here in the catalog now. So they're easy to reference and easy to purchase if you'd like to pick up a set in different skin tone colors. And then they also mentioned the Stampin' Write markers. These are water-based markers, and they're different from Stampin' Blend's alcohol markers, but they're on the same page as coloring tools. Then they get into some color theory. And color theory is just so interesting and so fun, and I think it's really something that many people struggle with, putting color combinations together and figuring that out. Now, Stampin' Up! Has done the majority of the work for you. If you look back, when you're looking for color combinations, if you look back to the pages that we went through in the beginning where we were looking at some of the different collections, let's pick one that has more color. So here's a collection that has a lot of color in it. They've listed the colors that are included in these papers right here at the bottom. So this Thoughtful Journey paper pack includes Cajun Craze, Calypso Coral, Wild Wheat, Mossy Meadow, Pretty Peacock, and Fresh Freesia. So you know that these color combinations are going to be beautiful and very pleasing to the eye. They help you with that here in this section as well. They teach you 4 theories of color and how to combine color in 4 different ways. And they explain it and then give you some sample examples of it too, and some card samples using those colors. So I just think that's fantastic. They also give you this beautiful color wheel that has all of the current colors, including our 2 sets of in colors, the current ones that are rolling out with this new catalog and the ones from last year. So they're incorporated in this wheel. And so when you're using these different color ideologies, you can kind of literally look from like a monochromatic, for example. You can literally go to different sections and pick colors that are next to each other that would work in a monochromatic card design, for example. And then throughout the catalog, you'll notice these little color wheels here on the side. Throughout the catalog, there are places where they have designed projects and incorporated the little color wheel. So let me show you an example of that. I saw quite a few of them earlier. It's so fun to kind of hunt them down. Oh, here's one. So on page 72, there's a little color wheel up here in the corner. I'll just bring this up a little bit so you can see it. There's a little tiny color wheel up there, and it's showing kind of an analogous color scheme or monochromatic where all these colors are close together on the color wheel. And so you can see what color combinations they used when they made the card, just to give you an example. So that's really fun too. And that's where they tie this back into the body of the catalog. So look for these when you're looking through the catalog, because that could be really fun. All right, ladies, we're getting to the end here. Then as they move into color collections, they're at least keeping that the same. So if you're used to normal Stampin' Up! Catalogs, this part is going to look very familiar, where they group all the colors together. You've got, for example, the Subtles color palette lists all the colors, and then it also has them across here. And then each product that's sold in these colors are listed here in this little grid, and this is the item number for those. Now, if you wanted a collection of products in this color family, each of the family products is here. So if you want to buy all of the ink pads at once and save 10%, there's a price right here for the ink pad bundle. If you want the Designer Series 6x6 Designer Series paper pack, it's right here. If you want all the cardstock colors, a sampler where you get, I think it's 4 sheets or 2 sheets of each color, 2 sheets of each of 10 colors for 20 sheets, that product number and price is here. So all of the family is here and all the individual item numbers are there. So it just makes it really easy to kind of go through and see. That was the Subtles. This is the Brights. We've got the Regals here. And then we move into the neutrals, and finally the in-color palettes, the 2 different in-color palettes. And then you have your basics. And I did want to point out, many of you are aware of this, but if you are not, we have a brand new color that has been added to the basics line. So we now have Basic Beige, which is super fun. It It's very similar to crumb cake, but a lot lighter. So it falls in the warmth category of crumb cake, but it's a lighter version of it, and it's beautiful. I already know it's going to be one of my favorite colors to use in the coming year. Okay, now we're getting to the end, so bear with me. If you're still with me, I totally appreciate it. This index page on 140 and 141 is going to save you. This is the tool that I mentioned earlier in the catalog that is going to help you to figure out where certain things are if you're looking for something specific. So each of these, each product category is highlighted in this beautiful Lost Lagoon color. And you can see that like memory keeping is under this section. These are the items listed and the page numbers. And then if you're looking for tools or storage, or you're looking specifically for stamp cleaners, you can find them right here. If you're looking for a specific stamp set, you just have to know the name of it and you'll be able to find it alphabetically in the row. So I highly recommend, if you tab no other pages, at least tab this page, because your index is going to be your friend for this particular catalog. Since it feels more like a magazine, it's definitely going to be your friend. Now we're going to wrap up the session with the starter kit. I could not talk about the catalog and not talk about the best deal in the catalog. Now, normally the Stampin' Up! Starter kit is $99. You pick $125 worth of products and you pay $99 plus tax, and you can have a little Stampin' Up! Business of your own. Or you can, what I like to say is, you can buy into the shopping club, because when you become a demonstrator, you immediately get a 20% discount on everything you purchase. And that does bump up after time, but to start, it's 20% discount. And it's fantastic to be able to shop at 20% off or more, because that discount applies on top of any other discounts Stampin' Up! Is offering. So when you see things in the clearance rack, you're paying 20% less than what it's shown at the clearance price. So it's a great way to build your stash of products and save some money at the same time. There's no requirement to demonstrate anything or get on camera or do anything that makes you feel nervous or uncomfortable. You can keep it completely to yourself, but I wanted to share this special because they're offering an even better deal if you sign up as a demonstrator in May. So the special is this. They're going to give you $125 worth of products for $99 plus tax. They do throw in free shipping. But then on top of that, they're going to give you a whole selection of in-color products. So let me show you. This is the flyer for this, and this flyer is linked in the video, so you can click on the link and it'll bring you to a printable copy of it. Let me pull in the products that you're going to get in addition to your basic kit. You're going to get the 5 new in-color ink pads. You're going to get a pack, one full pack of each of the in-color cardstocks in this beautiful rainbow. So you've got Petunia Pop, Pretty in Pink, Peach Pie, Shy Shamrock, and Summer Splash. They're going to throw in a package of the 6x6 Designer Series papers in all of the in colors. So there's a ton of sheets in this one pack, 48 sheets of colors and several different patterns. So these are reversible and they have different patterns. And then they're also going to throw in a set of the Stampin' Write markers. So you're going to get this $82 value in addition to your regular kit. This will be free as part of the kit for the month of May. So I just wanted to show you what you would be getting if you signed on as a demonstrator with Stampin' Up! Plus all the other great perks like the early release of the catalogs and early shopping experiences and all kinds of fun things. If you have questions about joining Stampin' Up!, you can visit my website. I have a queencitystampart.com website, and you can visit that website and it will give you all kinds of information on the join opportunity and what it means to be a demonstrator and how much fun you can have. If you are interested in shopping this gorgeous catalog, I also have a Stampin' Up! Sponsored website, KristineVicente.stampinup.net. You can visit here and shop all of the products that you saw today. I'll just leave that there for a minute so you can do a little screenshot if you need to save that information. I would love to be your demonstrator if you don't already have one. And then I believe that's it. So as I mentioned, there are QR codes everywhere. this last QR code here, let's see what this one does. If I can get it to work. I think there's some glare on there. Oh, here we go. Okay, this one takes us right to the complete online offering is what it says. And so all of our online exclusives will show up when you click this QR code. So this is the way to always see what's available online. When you hear new online exclusives were released, if you click this QR code, it'll bring you to all the current online exclusives being offered right now. And that's a great little tool to have. And so I encourage you to use this when you shop for our online exclusives. So that's it. That was the catalog. Let me go ahead and bring the camera back up. Okay, so that's it for the catalog tour today. I hope that was helpful and very useful to you, and that you enjoyed that experience. If you would like a copy of this catalog, please reach out to me through social media. You can email me at queencitystampart@gmail.com. And if you don't already have a demonstrator and you'd like a copy of this catalog, I'd be happy to send you a complimentary catalog as your first one. In order to stay on my mailing list for catalogs, you just have to place an order during the current catalog. So you'd have to place an order with this one by the end of July in order to be on my holiday catalog shopping list. Okay, so that's just some information there. You can, of course, visit this channel anytime for creative inspiration. I've got quite a few videos already posted, and I'm planning to make more. So please give this a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. It will help YouTube to know that this was useful information and it should be shared. I appreciate that. And feel free to share it if you like. You're welcome to pass it to a friend. And I guess that's it. Thank you so much for hanging with me today, and I'll look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye.